And to our breaking news here, Iran is launching a ballistic missile attack on Israel right now in retaliation for Israeli attacks on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon.
KTLA's Eric Spellman live in the newsroom now with the latest developments. Eric, good morning.
Good morning. Iran's missile attack against Israel began about a half an hour or so ago. Let's go to a live picture from Israel now to see what's going on. It's just after 8 p.m. there. And I believe this is Jerusalem that we're looking at. We've seen some flashes of light in the sky there. Those are rockets being fired from Iran. Loud booming explosions have been heard above Tel Aviv. Let me show you what it looked like just a few minutes ago when there was a lot of incoming rocket fire. Again, these are pictures above Jerusalem, and you can see the series of rockets, a whole bunch of them lighting up the sky there. With Israel's Iron Dome air defense system intercepting some of them, many of them, but not all of them. It's not completely hermetic, the air defense system that they have. Some of them do get through, some of the incoming missiles do get through, but that is quite an extensive attack there that is taking place in Israel. These pictures, again, coming from Jerusalem maybe 20 minutes ago. Residents of Israel are being told to avoid any unnecessary travel or outdoor activities. They're being told to stay near bomb shelters or safe zones until the sirens stop, and the sirens have been sounding in central Israel for at least the last half hour or so. Now, Iran is more than 1,300 miles away from Israel. Let me show you how they're located on a map here. It only takes a ballistic missile about 12 minutes to travel that distance. So you can see that people in Israel would not have much time to get to bomb shelters. All of this is in response, what Iran is doing, their attack is in response to Israel's ground invasion that began last night in southern Lebanon. Overnight, Israeli forces crossed into southern Lebanon for the first time since 2006. Israel's military releasing this video showing soldiers walking around in Hezbollah's underground tunnels in Lebanon. Hezbollah is a proxy of Iran. They are a group funded and trained by Iran. The Israelis are dismantling weapon systems. Israel says it's been conducting these raids across the border for several months now. This morning, the operation has expanded. Israel's told residents in 24 villages in southern Lebanon to evacuate 30 miles to the north for their own safety. You see these Israeli tanks preparing to invade southern Lebanon. A spokesman says the plan is to conduct limited, localized, and targeted raids against Hezbollah. For the last 11 months, Hezbollah has launched rockets, drones, and missiles into northern Israel in solidarity with Hamas and Gaza. Israel says the goal of its operation is to make it safe for Israelis to return to their homes and to prevent a major attack from Hezbollah.
Hezbollah turned Lebanese villages next to Israeli villages into military bases, all ready for an attack on Israel. Hezbollah had prepared to use those villages as staging grounds for an October 7th style invasion into Israeli homes.
Israel is also conducting airstrikes around Beirut. Its military says the targets are Hezbollah weapons manufacturing sites. Video of the aftermath shows extensive damage to residential buildings in Beirut. Over the last couple of weeks, Lebanese authorities say more than 1,000 people have been killed. Last week, Israel assassinated the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, as well as some of the group's top commanders, but Hezbollah is promising to keep fighting. This morning, we spoke to an American who's visiting family in Lebanon. He says many people have had to leave their homes and have nowhere to go.
South 1 to 2 hour drive from South Lebanon to Beirut to be in a safe zone. It took anywhere from 11 to 16 hours. And this was while panic was ensuing. This was while we were being bombed on the highway. We were being bombed in the villages. People had no security.
تعتدي إسرائيل بارتكاب المجازر في كل مناطق لبنان.
Hezbollah's acting leader says his group is prepared for a long war against Israel, and Hezbollah continues to fire rockets into northern Israel this morning. This is again before the Iran attack. During the daytime there, you could see Hezbollah missiles hitting central Israel, another missile damaging a highway there. At least one person was hurt. But again, Israel has an air defense system that managed to intercept most of the rocket fire. This morning, the folks at the UN, the United Nations in Geneva, are very concerned that this could all escalate into a regional war.
We are gravely concerned by the widening hostilities in the Middle East and their potential to engulf the entire region in a humanitarian and human rights catastrophe.
All right, let's go back to a live picture from Israel. And again, we're looking at Jerusalem here. Israel says the rocket fire and the ballistic missiles from Iran continue to keep on coming. And the U.S. State Department is telling its employees in Israel to shelter in place until further notice. So that's the instruction to U.S. government employees in Israel right now.